What's up, reefers? Thank you for joining another Reef Chat with ReefStash. Today is going to be a great show. We have Tyler Johnson's over here with Addictive Reef Keeping. He's got a coral, man, I'm having trouble speaking. He's got a coral aqua farm. It's all outdoors. You guys are going to love it. Let me bring him in. I also have my son, Zion, as my stage manager. We got all of us sitting here right now. Zion set this entire live stream up for us. He's going to manage the giveaway. We got prizes to give away from Tyler at ARK, and it's just going to be a great time. I thank you, everybody, for joining. You can see the tank is there in the background. Tyler's at his facility outdoors in Key West, looking cool with the sunset coming down. Thank you for joining us, Tyler. Zion, you can come off mute and say what's up, buddy. Thank you for joining, Zion. Thank you for setting all this up, too, buddy.
No problem.
You did a great job. All right, my son Zion's been doing an awesome job with creating frag racks. Check that out. These things are looking mean. Some glowing ones. I'll have these for sale soon, guys. We're still working on the designs, and he's just killing it. All right, Tyler, what's up, my man? Thank you for joining, dude.
Oh man, I can't. It's so cool to see you working with your son right there. That was awesome, Rob. I had no idea. Thanks for having me, man. I'm so excited to be here. I'm more probably excited than you, but I'm excited to share some secrets and basically what we do here behind the scenes, and give you guys a little explanation of how I got here.
Awesome, Tyler. I appreciate it, man. So let's just jump right into it, because we're playing against the sunset there, and we're in Florida, and we got like an hour before that daylight starts losing. And I know not everything is lit there at your facility. Let me give a shout out to the people joining right now. What's up? My mom's joining. She's always one of the first to join. Her, my wife, and my kiddos are all joined.
Nice.
Daryl, what's up? Thank you for joining. Brian, what's up? Joe's here. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate all y'all. Make sure you share this live stream to your socials. Get the word out. We're live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, Tyler, let's jump into it, dude. You're at your facility. Just give us a little look around. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with the coral greenhouse, man.
Yeah, so it's been a long road here. I used to build cell phone towers in Oregon. I did that for about 10 years, and the things that I would do on my off time was fish tanks. It was never saltwater. Not until around 2009 did I decide to start doing the saltwater. I was really into freshwater cichlids, ponds. You guys might have remembered me as Cichlid Mania 26, but I was crazy about the cichlids. I had a fish room. Obviously, I was doing construction, but I started a YouTube channel because I had no friends. All the guys I worked with, I'd just sit there and talk about fish, and they would just laugh at me. I'm like, "What are you talking about? This is like the coolest thing ever." And after that's about all they hear from me, I was like, "Man, I need to start a Facebook group, and I need to get on YouTube and see if I can find some people that are doing the same thing I'm doing and have a good time with it." So fast forward to where we are now. We are all the way in Marathon, so we're 50 miles from the southernmost point, right around mile marker 50, right before the 7-mile bridge. And it's like paradise. I didn't realize that Florida was like this. I come from Oregon. I was born, I can't tell you where I was born, actually, but not until we get to those questions. I just realized that.
No, it's all good, dude.
Yeah. No, but no, I have basically met the right people to get into the position to where I'm at, and it was a big movement of God. I basically quit my job and got on my knees with my wife and prayed for this. Sold everything that we got a trailer. We had 5 kids at the time, and we decided to create a website. There's a guy by the name of Chris Rabkin. He's a huge part of why we're here in Florida But he helped start our website, started our first logo, not the logo that we have right now, and opened up my eyes to making money in this industry. And I found out about drop shipping. I started contacting a bunch of manufacturers. Hey, Rob, how do I turn my camera around so you guys can see?
Let's see. If you hit settings,
okay, that's right.
And then click camera, and then
face forward.
You're on mobile, right?
Yeah.
There should be an option to use your back camera or the other one. What's up, Matt? Thanks for joining. What's up, Carl? KP's in the house. Thank you for joining. And you guys may hear some feedback on Tyler's mic. He dropped for a second. He'll come right back. And that feedback is from an air pump. Right before we joined, we were trying to troubleshoot that air pump. And that's what the loud hissing noise you hear is. My wife. Thank you, babe. I love you. You're so awesome. Keeping me in check here, dropping me messages and giving me hints. Zion's on the backstage trying to figure out why my camera went off on the main tank, but that's all right because we got Tyler's systems to look at, and he's back right now.
I'm back in. All I did was hit camera.
Didn't work?
No, I don't know how to sorry, guys. I'd really like to show you guys everything, so let's see here. Stream this to your audience. I am in settings, but camera 2 facing front is what it's on.
It's select back camera.
Okay, I'm retarded. Here we go.
Yeah, look at that, man. And
yeah,
you were at one place you're at while you're walking around. I didn't hear any of that air pump feedback. It's a little loud.
Yeah, the air pump's right up here. So
look at that sucker.
So yeah, so originally, guys, I started on Coco Plum. I have an ocean system. This is a saltwater well system. So this comes actually up out of the ground. I'll show you guys the well here in a minute. But first, I started over on Coco Plum. I was fortunate enough to know Roy Herndon from Sea Critters of the Florida Keys. He was a really good friend of mine and offered to let me share his greenhouse with him. And through that, I was able to get my own spot. And then I found this place. This place has been here for 30 years. SeaWorld even used to keep their sick sharks here, heal them up. I mean, this is the real deal. I call this place like miracle water. The water that's here is amazing.
So tell us, Tyler, do you mix all your water, or how does that work for feeding water to the tanks?
Yeah, so probably the coolest thing, guys, is I have a saltwater hose. So if that means anything, this water is literally coming up out of the ground. I'm going to show it to you guys right now. We don't do any mixing here. This water comes up out of the ground. This is pure fresh salt water. I'm going to go ahead and turn it up full blast for you guys so you can see it. So the nice thing is we have the ability to hose things down, fill buckets. We sell this water. People love this water. But basically the water comes into the tank one time and then goes back down into the ground into like a swell. A swell is a hole that's wider than it is deeper, and it basically precipitates back into the ground. And that's the end of that water. That water finds its way back through the ground, gets filtered just like regular rainwater would.
That's every reefer's dream right there, Tyler, to have their own supply of salt water, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about doing any that mixing, messing up on your mix, or possibly, not having the best water quality. But the cool thing about this is the water's always running. It's very, very stable all year. I'm getting up to the well right now, guys. Awesome. So these two tanks right here, each of these are 1,600 gallons. These are basically what feeds the whole tank. These are called gravity tanks. So when they're full, and they have a high head pressure. They're able to feed tanks like you saw. I'm going to get over here too. We got some more tanks over here to check out. And what that does is it instead of using the pump to feed all of the tanks, this pump is feeding these tanks, and then they drain off into these tanks, which works really cool. Here's the well right here, guys. The water's down inside here. You have a pump right here that brings the water up. Right here we have some special media in here that basically clarifies our water. We run it through a head tank. Water comes into here, and this is its last stage right here. And we'll go ahead and check out the landowner. He's still doing tanks, which is awesome. He's basically a big inspiration of mine, my mentor. I learned a lot of stuff from him. These are his tanks right here. And he's been doing this for a very long time. As you can see, each tank has its own water, its own drain. It only gets water one time, and then the water is spent. It's done. It doesn't get any other water. So we try to keep biosecurity real important around here when we're going from one tank to another. There was a tank right here. This tank got cracked. I actually started right here, guys. So these two tanks are the tanks that he let me rent when I first found this place. So and then actually it was these two. It was this one, and then I moved from here to here. And then I'll get into my whole story over there on why I'm over there, but that's he let me rent all that too. So this is the new spot where he's thinking about expanding, which hopefully we do that. We have about 15 more of these tanks right here, and just got to pull some more weeds. This is the exit of the well, guys. So me and him both, we dug this down by state regulations to be aquaculture approved. We had to basically create a place for our water to go and to be legal. So this is what we built. It's in the ground right here. All exit water from all tanks comes into this basin right here, overflows into that, and then goes into I think it's about 200 feet of drain tube here. And we're ready. We have another exit over there ready for more water. So that's a huge reason why I'm here, obviously. And I'll show you guys over here real quick.
All the comments, man. Everybody's like, way too cool, dude. No, everybody's all about that saltwater on tap, man. My wife said.
So when I first moved to the Keys, guys, I was over there at Coco Plum, and I found this tank. It was a 720-gallon polyethylene tank. This was like my first big tank that I ever got for saltwater. I used to have a hot tub. You guys probably seen that on YouTube. It was a frag tank. I had two 400-watt metal halides. So this is kind of the inspiration for that tank. But I had this, guys, at my RV spot on a water dock. It was so freaking cool. I couldn't believe that I could keep something like this alive all year round. That's something that's really cool about being down here in the Keys, is the ability to be able to do this year round. Obviously, it's hot right now. I mean, I almost passed out today. I've been nauseous. It's been so hot and humid. I've been working so hard. I mean, even my worker guy, he was drenched. We had to change twice today.
That's awesome. How many people do you have working your facility?
So it's just me, my wife, and one other person. So, obviously I have 5 kids. They're not all working for me. They try to help out as much as they can. During COVID, we had as much as 5 people working for me, and that's insane. That's not why I moved here. I'm not trying to be something that's, obviously if I'm helping people out, that's fine. But I was not ready at that stage to be, trying to keep up with that kind of stuff. I mean, I almost got my eBay store shut down because we had so many orders. We had over 400 orders, and this on top of this is during COVID, and it was just insane. But luckily, we've slimmed things down, and we found ways to enjoy what we do without trying to kill ourselves as far as working so hard.
If y'all are following Tyler on Facebook and YouTube, Addictive Reef Keeping, make sure you do. One of the things I love about watching your videos, Tyler, is you have the kids pop up. I see them working and helping out, and you're sharing all the things that you're doing with these systems, and that's just super cool to follow and watch. What would you say is one of your biggest challenges with up this aquaculture facility?
Well, there's a lot of challenges, guys. Biggest one's maintenance. The more tanks you get, the more maintenance you have, you know, and you tend to forget about things when you have space like this. It's very difficult to try to keep an eye on things. So that's probably the biggest thing is trying to stay on top of maintenance. Right now, this time of year, algae and dinos and things like that, it's very difficult to keep things clean if I can word it any other different, you know. So you have to double up on shades, you have to do more siphoning, you know. That's probably my biggest challenge. The other challenge is probably making sure that corals are okay. You know, there's a lot to look after. You know, if you forget to look at maybe you have this one coral that's super expensive and you forget to check on it, and then you go and check on it and it's upside down. It's like it's not fun, you know, but it's one of those things you just got to constantly be on the move. But that's why I do what I do, because I get a sense of enjoyment of trying to be their caretaker and do the best that I can. You know, I think that's why we're all in the hobby.
We have a comment, Matt Armstrong, asking, where do you get those long frag tanks from?
Oh, so those are really cool. We actually had a mold for those. I wasn't part of making any of those. A lot of the tanks that you see here are all handmade, except for that Chaeto tank. That Chaeto tank is actually a floating dock, just upside down, turned into a tank. It's pretty cool. But no, those tanks are all made off of a mold. They're the company that does make them no longer makes them, and now they're like a $3,000 tank. They're ridiculous. I believe those are 240-gallon tanks. The cool thing about the tanks that are over there is there's a clean out port. So there's a 3-inch drain. I guess it's 2-inch drain, and then there's also another cap that you can pull off. And if you ever need to rinse the tank out, you can quickly rinse the tank out. That's the cool thing about being on the well, is a lot of our maintenance can be done by simply just draining the tank out, rinsing it out, and putting the cork back in and filling it back up again.
Thanks, Tyler. Bill's asking, does rainwater mess up your parameters? How do you keep that in check?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I'm grabbing my refractometer right now. I'm just looking for it. Oh, here it is.
I know when you're at the your hot tub area, the feedback is a lot less on that air pump.
I got you. I'll just stick over here, guys. Sorry about that. So as far as salinity goes, salinity is and can be an issue here, you know, because we're technically drawing water from basically some type of reservoir, you know, that's only saltwater. But there's way for freshwater intrusion to happen. So over the course of the next, last 3 months, rain is a pretty big deal here, you know. In the wintertime, it doesn't rain a lot here. So our salinity is an issue, especially for torches, monoporas, even certain algae will thrive under that. But last time I checked my salinity, I didn't put quite enough water on there. I just checked it yesterday, but it's been as low as 1.023. Wow. That is crazy low. And, you know, obviously, I'm going to set you guys down just for a second. Obviously, that's kind of low, and we have problems. There's no doubt about that. But with that said, let me see right here. We are 1.23 right now, so we're super low. Yesterday, we were it looked like we were 2.4, but we've gotten a lot of rain. So maybe it's going to fluctuate, maybe 3 ppm throughout the whole entire year. But that's not as bad as it was when I was over on the ocean system on Coco Plum. When you're kind of in a little back bay, and you can get, oh, sorry guys, I'm in the bad area again. You can get quite a bit of salinity change there. So that's, if that answers this question. As far as the rain goes, we just deal with it. It's not a huge problem.
So how frequently are you changing out that water for like water changes and just running it, cycling it through your systems?
So like I said, can you guys hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm just making sure. It sounds a little bit different. As far as, what was your question again? Sorry, Rob.
Like water changes or...
water changes. So yeah, we're not really doing any water changes. So as far as like most of these tanks, they're getting their water changed out every hour, every 2 hours. They're getting brand new water, which is a big deal. You can notice a difference. There's some tanks here that I run that I have raw water coming. We call it raw water. Anything raw water is something that comes from the well. And there's some tanks that just get a little bit of raw water, and there's some of my tanks that I run a little bit longer because I'm trying to, you know, maybe make the nutrients a little bit higher so I can do certain things.
Okay. We have a good question from Brian. How do you control tank temperatures?
That's a good one.
Do you do anything to control them? Yeah,
so certain tanks right now, this system right here, I try to do the best I can to try to aerate. When I was on Coco Plum, I had this system over there. It was set up a little bit different. It was 18 of these tanks. And basically, if you were able to create a way for the water to kind of do what it's doing right now, but one more time, it's kind of like an air tower or something like that, a cooling tower. You're able to cool the water really well. But in the summertime, right now, the biggest thing is keeping the tanks covered as much as possible, trying to have as much shade. Now, our temps can get as high as 84 here, which might seem, you know, kind of high. But over at Coco Plum, where I was basically had a permit to pull water out of the ocean, I was pulling water in that could be 96 degrees. Okay, the water that we're pulling in from the ground is nowhere near that. It can be 80 to 78 to 75 all year round. So it's very little fluctuation here. I noticed, you know, I spent a lot of money over on Coco Plum with, you know, Worldwide Coral, OG bounce mushrooms, jaw breakers, jaw droppers. And as soon as we got into the temperature, oh my gosh, GMKs, you know, I'm losing stuff left and right. And it's nice to be over in a situation where we have stable parameters.
Yeah, agree. And thank you for walking around. Do you have a good spot to chill out for a little bit?
Yeah, for sure.
We'll look at that sun coming down. Beautiful. Wait, is the boat area right around here, Tyler? Your new boat?
Yeah, let's go check out. Yeah, let's see. I can ride a scooter over there. So
yeah.
Yeah, so here I'll go show you guys. Yeah, let me go through here. Sorry guys.
Oh good. Yeah, so fun watching you walk around.
Yeah, it's like a little maze around here. So
minus that little air pump.
I know, we're getting through it right now. Alright, get on our little scooter here, guys.
Yeah. Let's go for a ride. Tyler. Addictive Reef Keeping, taking for a stroll.
Yeah. So hey, there's our office right there. I ain't gonna show you guys inside. It's a freaking mess in there. Well, that's where we make our labels.
Awesome.
I'll get this turned on and we'll go check out the boat. Actually, here I'll show you guys our new motor. So that was our big thing. We were able to purchase this boat from a good friend of mine, like a friend of a friend, and I basically have been restoring certain spots of the boat, making it, you know, I guess my own, trying to make it, you know, as best it can be. And the motor was the one thing that we wanted to change out. And here it is. So we got basically a fully rebuilt 3208 cat motor for it. This is 375 horsepower. The motor that we had in it before, we just pulled out maybe about 2 weeks ago. I posted that on Facebook. It's right here. It's a Volvo Penta, old motor, you know, probably hasn't been rebuilt in a while. And luckily, we're in the process of changing that out. So head down to the boat right now. We've got it on the side of the dock. That's basically the boat with the boom.
Check it out, man. We're on the road with Tyler.
Yeah. So this is a trap yard. This is what we call a trap yard. This is a condominium. This is like a commercial fishing condo association. All these lots are for stone crab and lobster. There's a couple of us that are doing coral, and that's it. Everybody else is commercial fishermen. They even have kitchens here. It's pretty cool. And talking to these guys is really cool too, you know. So we're almost down to the boat right now. We're up to the left. A lot of people are coming in with lobster and stuff too.
Mr. Joe, thank you, brother, for the stars on Facebook. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Joe.
So here we are. Here's my. It's not a nightmare. It's just a lot of work to have a boat, guys.
It's beautiful.
Here is the ARK. It's a Glander Dooley. Glander Dooley made sailboats there in Tavernier. And he also made a couple of these commercial fishing boats, which are really cool. I was able to acquire this boat off of a man named Tom Blythe, which he pretty much took the boat from Hull and created what you see right here. It's a very cool fishing boat. You can take a fishing rod and walk all the way around the boat, you know, all the way past half and not have to worry about getting stuck on anything. But here, let's check it out.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. So you do a lot of diving too, Tyler?
Yes. Yeah. So I used to do a lot of diving on my Boston Whaler, which luckily I was able to sell that boat around the time that I found this boat. But that was a 21-footer, and I hit a lot of spots with that boat, and enjoyed that boat a lot. But this boat is more for deeper water stuff, you know. I guess I would take it around into some of the spots that we go that are 6 foot, but you know, maybe a little less. But other than that, this is more for offshore stuff, guys, around 25, 30, 40, 50 feet dives. We want to use this boat. And also, we're working on getting our basically a live rock site. So we'll be able to have 1 acre. We're trying to pick a spot. It takes a lot of work to find a spot where you're going to put your rock. First off, you don't want it to disappear. And second, you want it to color up and actually look pretty. So that's kind of what the boat is also for too, is going to be live rock operation and trying to harvest live rock for you guys.
That's awesome. And are you seeding also your painted rocks?
So no, you know, there's companies that do that, but that would be like a powdered bacteria. As far as I know, there's ways to do it, but then once it gets shipped, you're really going to have to go back through that curing process, because right. who's gonna pay to have water or rock shipped with water overnighted? You know, even then,
right?
Even when you take rock from the ocean and you bring it into your systems, it goes through a cycle. And what did it do? It went out from an ocean into a bucket, on a boat ride, into a tank, and boom, it's got to go through a cycle now. You're like, what? But it's just how it does, how it goes.
So tell me, what's your most popular products on your website? And y'all, it's addictivereefkeeping.com if you haven't been.
Yeah. I'm just reading some of these comments. Sorry. Yeah, as far as my biggest product, that's a good one. Oh man, I got a lot of them. Jados probably was one of my biggest. Reef rock, coralline spores, that's another really big one for us. Our purple colorant, we have a colorant spray that you can put on dry rock to make it, you know, have the pink and purple spots. That's something you like. Those are probably our big things. And then now water's been a big thing. There's a lot of people buying our water, which is sometimes what I'm trying to make happen when I first came here. The results are so cool with it.
Hey, I tell you what, Tyler, I'm going to start getting up the giveaway game while you're trekking back to the facility.
Sounds good.
All right, cool, y'all. So for this giveaway, Tyler has donated 4 winners, and you'll win a snail pack. What is it? Neorites and
Yes, sir. I'll show you guys them.
Seraph, yeah. So mixed Seraph and Neorite snail packs. Depending on your tank size, you can choose which pack works best for you. I think up to 300 pack. But for this game, we're going to show you some reefing-related emojis. And when you guess what that term is for that emoji, you get a point. But it's the first person to comment the correct answer. And Tyler, you're going to stay away from that air pump.
Yeah, I'm walking through right now. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, dude.
Try packing next to that thing.
Yeah. Where's my stage manager? Are you ready, Zion? All right, dude. You're on screen for a second. Ready to make it happen? All right. Get ready, y'all. So Zion is going to help me decide who wins. Your comment will show up on the screen if you were the first to comment. We're on StreamYard, and we're streaming to Facebook and YouTube. So it's a stack in the comments from StreamYard. So some of y'all may not see all of the messages. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, you won't see the other platforms. But we can see them in the backstage, and we'll add whoever was the first one. So Zon, go ahead and put the first up. You guys are guessing. Let's make it bigger, Zon. Can we make that bigger? There we go. I got it. All right, guys. What is this reefing term? Watching the comments on? Drop a comment with what this reefing term is. My wife knows. All right, looks like Tyler dropped. He'll be back. We'll coral check. No. Corals. All right, I'm gonna give y'all this one since no comments are coming in. Answer for this one is reef safe. All right, so I get a point, y'all. I'll take too long on that one. All right, ready for the next one, Zion? Put it up. All right, what is this reefing term? Reef check. No. My wife's laughing at me. Come on, y'all. Step up your game. Bragging. Who was first? Put them on, Zion, whoever was first. What image was that? One? Man, I'm going to butcher your name. Zaka? Is that right? Zaka? You got it, bro. You get 1 point. All right, John, next one. Let's go. Who's got this one? So far, I got a point. Zaka got a point. Oh, I got it. Right on, bro. All right. Who's got this one? Curiosity. Yeah. 1 point for you. My sister's in. Heather, right on. You got it right too. But you weren't fast enough. All right, next one. Goes on. Who's got this one? Bill, fish hungry. Who's got this one? Where's those comments? We got a house and we got a crab. I'll give you a hint. Boom. You didn't need it. Brian. Brian with 1 point for hermit crab. All right, next one, Z. Let's go, buddy. Who's got this one? Bill with cleanup crew. Nope, that was for the last one. All right, who's got this one? Salt and my sister gets a point. Saltwater. Oh, who got it? Oh, Daryl. Oh, Rossiter. That's why you're here, Z. A stage manager. Keep officer. All right, next up. Number 6. What's this one? Brother Rob. What's up, Brian? Thanks for joining, dude. Who got it? Ferocity again? All right. And next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, guys. That should be an easy one. Let me get Tyler back in here. Tyler, you're looking comfy now, dude.
Just relaxing.
Living the life, my man. Angel fish. Who got that one? Ferocity? All right, next one. Not a damsel. Yep. Who's got this one? Facebook's coming in strong here. Ferocity again. Beast. All right, let's hit the next one. A lot of people guessed that one. Good job, y'all. That's an easy one. Come on, man. 4 left, guys. Which one? Not Reef Safe. Boom. Did you get the winner, Z? Heather, good job. Next up. What are these emojis? What do they mean? Cleanup crew. No. Good guess though. Boom. And
there you go.
Killed it. All right, next up, Z. This one's kind of hard. We got a computer, we got a canoe, we got a plant. I'm gonna give y'all a hint. Mac. Your hint is Mac. That computer is a Mac. There you go, Zaka. Macroalgae.
Ah!
Right on. Good one, dude. All right, last one. Boom.
Oh.
Who's got it? Last one. Who got that one, Z? Ferocity again? All right, I'm gonna give this to my son. He's gonna tally y'all up. Who was that one? Ferocity again? And I just realized I saw Heather commenting. I don't even know. I assumed it was my sister, Heather, but that could be a different Heather. I don't have confirmation that that was actually my sister. So, Heather, if you're not my sister, I apologize. If you are my sister, Good job on guessing. All right, y'all. Good job. Good job. Let's get back to Tyler. I'll give you all an update in a few minutes. Thank you, brother. Not your sister. Thank you, Heather. Oh, there's my sister. She's on Facebook. The other Heather's on YouTube. My son's tallying those up, and he's telling me who won. I obviously Ferocity, one of the winners. Zaka, I think you're one of the winners too. All right, but we'll wrap that up before we get before this live stream ends, and we still have one more giveaway for you guys, and it's going to be for a 50-pound box of rock. All right, Tyler, you looking cool, dude. Got the Aloha shirt going on, living the Florida life. Tell me what your typical day looks like, because I know you're busy.
Yeah. It's probably pretty uneventful for some of you guys, but first thing I do is I gotta have my coffee. You know, gotta definitely drink the coffee. Go over messages, what we gotta do as far as the day, as far as packing and whatnot. Well, I gotta lay my guys out. Got to figure out what's most important. You know, there's certain things we sell that are kind of time sensitive, like Aptasia. A lot of times that's kind of like a rush thing because people need it for Bergia breeding. But after I do that, I typically go into the office. I start making labels. My wife is a big part of the labels, but as far as like rock goes and some of the more sensitive stuff, I kind of make those labels, get them out. Obviously, during this time, I've looked through my tanks, trying to make sure I've not left anything, you know, off like I did last night. Luckily, yeah, the cool thing about it is some of these tanks have raw water coming to them all the time. So if you forget to turn an air pump on or the recirculation pump, it's not the end of the world. So luckily, there was enough flow in the head tanks that tank was getting water all night, but not a lot. But the water level changes when I'm not running the pump on that tank. But anyways, probably the biggest thing that we got to do is getting all our orders done in a timely manner before FedEx shows up. We got until about 4 o'clock. We got to have all our rock orders done, and then by 5:30 we got to make sure that we're at FedEx, dropping off all our boxes for them. And then also too, kind of in the early morning is when I'll do some of my social media posting and making videos or whatnot, trying to go over some of the comments and whatnot.
Yeah, you do a great job keeping people updated with everything that's going on at your facility. And like I said, I love watching those videos, and I love you get up close and personal, and it's non-scripted. You're just sharing what's going on, man. And I really appreciate that. It's fun to watch. So good job.
I appreciate that, Rob. Thank you.
Heck yeah, bro. Do y'all get out to shows or doing shows with Addictive Reef Keeping or?
Yeah, so that was the first time I came to Florida when I was 16 years old to Panama City. And that's really when I fell in love with Florida. I was just swimming in the waves and I was seeing these little crabs and I couldn't believe, you know, being from Oregon and California, I didn't know that there was so much of the cool life here as far as saltwater animals go. But the first show I ever did was Reefapalooza, and I did that from Oregon. I flew all my stuff from Oregon. At that time, I was just drop shipping some stuff. So that was the first show I did. I did that show 2 times in a row. And then I also did the Florida Flag Swap, and I believe that was the only show. And I took a 10-year break. I haven't done any shows, and I just recently did the one in Miami. It was basically South Miami, but it was the Florida Frag Swap. And once I did that show, I was so hooked to do them again that we signed up for Skellyfest. So Skellyfest is in September. I think we were booth 201, and they got rid of that row, but they're making sure that I have a corner booth. So I think I'm booth 209. So we will be going there. I believe that's September 21st or something like that. I'm looking forward to the shows. The shows are cool.
That's great. Right around the corner, too.
Yeah.
All right, my son's on. Our stage managers got back with me, and the tally is in Ferocity, you have 6 points. You took first place. And then we have Zaka with 2 points. You took second place. And we have Brian with 2 points, third place. And Heather, you have 1 point. You also are a winner. So we got 4 winners. You guys, please message me and with your name and email address, or you can send it to. How do you want to do it, Tyler? You want them to reach out to you directly, or you want me to capture that and send it to you?
Yeah, whatever's easiest for you. If they don't mind, they can send me a personal message with. I guess they already know what they won, correct?
Yeah, they'll have to look in the description of this video, depending on where you're at on Facebook or YouTube. I have, and if I'm not sure if Tyler's stream has the link, but I have a link to the snail packs. You can just pick the one that you want from that link. If you're confused, just reach out to Tyler. He'll show you which one.
Gotcha.
Or message me and I'll send you the link. But definitely reach out to myself or Tyler, and y'all will get hooked up with a pack. Dude, thank you for doing that. That's so awesome, man. Like I thought maybe like 1 pack or something. You're like, boom, 4 packs plus 50 pounds of rock. So that's still coming, guys. One of y'all is gonna go home with a 50-pound box of rock from Tyler. He said any color you want from the different rocks that they have, which is super cool. So Tyler, let's do a rapid fire, my man. So I'm gonna say some reefing terms, and you're just gonna tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
Yeah, I guess. I'm pretty bad at this kind of stuff.
That's what makes it fun, dude.
All right.
All right. Fish.
Poop.
Who? What?
Fish poop.
Fish poop. Yeah, there you go. I didn't notice. Do you have skimmers going?
So we don't. I would like to do that in some of the tanks, but no, there's no need to. With our nutrient levels are just perfect. They're always basically just below 5 or 4 ppm on the nitrates. So not ppm, but
okay,
so
that's awesome.
It's really not an issue.
Yeah, that must be nice. All right, coral.
Coral fragging. I guess that would. When I think of coral, I want to frag.
I'm with you, man. It's so cool to frag corals. Like, you watch them grow, and then they're so easy to just start fragging them. You can see my tank in the center right there, the bottom right, that red Goniopora.
Oh.
Dude, that thing drops like little perfectly square frags once every like 3 months, and it's so crazy because it'll be like anywhere from 5 to 10 frags. It'll close up for like 2 days, and then it just drops these perfectly little square frags, and all I do is put them on little frag plugs.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, I don't have to put any effort into that guy, man. But, all right, lights.
Coral doesn't owe you anything.
Not right. Lights.
Sunlight.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. That's awesome.
Yeah, sunlight.
Dude, that's a dream right there, man. Keeping reef tanks with the sun, man. Doesn't get any better than that. That's awesome. Lots of comments coming in. Congratulations to the winners. Yes, congratulations to the winners. Love all the comments. Thank you all for participating. All right, how about pest, Tyler?
Oh gosh. Yeah, so pest is a big deal. Nightmare.
Man.
Pest nightmare.
That's excellent. Man, I gotta tell you, I collected some macroalgae and I put it in my tank. I don't know that was the best choice because, dude, like, I think within like a month, I had a crazy outbreak of Medusa worms, and dude, they were in the thousands. I mean, it was early on in this tank, and I was like, I'm not doing that again. But,
I mean, it's like live rock. I mean, when you buy that stuff, it could be like buying live rock.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yep. Brian, no mixing water and no electric bill for lighting is a dream. I'm with you, man. That's so cool.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Ocean.
Plankton.
Okay, that's good. Are you doing phytoplankton?
So no, we don't do. We actually buy our phytoplankton. We've done some basically growing here. It's really difficult outside, and to justify living in the Keys and putting that stuff inside. But we do a lot of phytoplankton drifting. I have a lot of phytoplankton nets, and I do a lot of harvesting out there. There's a lot to harvest through certain times of the year and certain times of the day to go and get stuff. So
awesome. All right. UV.
Oh, my UV rock. I have a reef rock that we color with UV rock. UV colorant. It's not something that is for everybody, but that's when I think of UV, I think of that.
I think that's cool, man, because I love the colors. I love anything that glows too. So
yeah,
that's awesome. All right, Tyler, let's do the last giveaway, and y'all, this is for a 50-pound box of rock from addictivereefkeeping.com. You can pick your color. He's got multiple colors on the site. It's beautiful rock. Tyler's sharing it all the time on Facebook. He's also on Instagram too, and on YouTube. This stream is streaming on the Addictive Reef Keeping YouTube as well. Okay, Zahn, go ahead and bring up that next giveaway. This is for 2 truths and a lie. Tyler is afraid of sharks. Tyler is allergic to the cold and has cold urticaria. And Tyler was born in Kentucky. The first person to answer correctly which one of those is the lie will win the 50 pounds box of rock. Where's those comments? Who's going to take it? Born in Kentucky. Born in Kentucky. Who else? That's kind of tricky, right? 3. What was 3 again? Tyler was born in Kentucky. Nope. No answers. No correct answers yet. That's funny. Everybody's saying born in Kentucky is a lie. False. True. True. Was it Carl who got it right first? He said false. True. 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 Yeah, I think it was Carl. Carl, I think you got it right, dude. False, true, true. Yes, Tyler is not afraid of sharks, man. This dude is living in the Key West. He's diving. He's all around the ocean. He's not afraid of sharks. Tell us about it, Tyler.
That's cool. Awesome. No, I am actually allergic to the cold. That was one of the reasons we moved to Florida. And I am born from Kentucky. But I left Kentucky when I was 2 years old, so I don't think I have the slang of my mom or anything like that, of the way they talk.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Great. Yeah, I would have never guessed that you were born in Kentucky. That's cool. How long did you live in Kentucky?
Dude, for 2 years. 2
years. a great 2 years.
A great 2 years.
Yeah.
No, but we went to the Pacific Ocean. We went to Oregon, so that's pretty cool. Also, too, I thought was really neat is that the 7 Mile Bridge. When my mom was pregnant, she took a special trip here to the Keys and drove over the old 7 Mile Bridge here in Marathon when I was in her belly. So it's funny that I live here now, and I'm doing this. It blows my mind.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, being allergic to the cold, how do you find out you're allergic to the cold?
Yeah, so that's a rare thing that happens. I took Ritalin. I basically had ADHD, and a lot of the kids from the 80s, that was just something they prescribed. And one of the side effects is possible cold urticaria. So I'm not allergic to the cold when I'm in it and I'm swimming in it, or if I'm working on a tower. That's when I first noticed it. But basically, when I first noticed it, I was jumping into fresh snow melt water around 45 degrees. I grew up going into the oceans there in the Pacific, no problem at all. I really enjoyed it. I even enjoyed like the rapids, crawling through there, just watching the salmon come up. But when I turned about 22, I started like getting super nauseous and almost passing out as soon as I got out. And I'm like, what's going on? And then even in the wintertime when rain would land on me, it would be like a mosquito bite. For whatever reason, I'm allergic to the cold, and the biggest thing for me is to live here. I don't really have any effects as long as I'm not dealing with anything below 65. So I'm working on putting a propane shower on the boat, so when I get out from my dives in the wintertime, and instead of bringing a hot bucket of water, I can just do it right on the spot, and then I'm fine. I don't have anything to worry about. But it's really uncomfortable because I can basically go into anaphylactic shock, but I just get super nauseous, and all day long. So that's probably not a good thing.
That's awesome, man. It's funny that was actually difficult for everybody. Your question. So good job.
Yeah.
50 box of rock goes to Carl Heller. Yes, that's correct, babe. Thank you. Congrats, Carl. I'm gonna give you all the names one more time of the winners for the 4 Snell packs. That is Ferocity, Zaka, Brian, and Heather. Make sure y'all reach out to Tyler directly, or you can send me a message and I'll get that information to him. But awesome. Tyler, what do you do? What do you like to do outside of keeping all the tanks and keeping your business going and ARK and outside of the coral greenhouse? What's your deal? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's a good one. I really like doing stuff that's active, like riding bikes, e-bikes, that scooter you guys saw, electric skateboards. I like getting out, and that's kind of how I've always unwound myself, is by physical activity and whatnot. But the biggest thing probably that I like to do is gardening. What's up, bud? I got my little boy. This is one of my youngest boys. This is Wesley. Wesley, want to say hi?
What's up, Wesley? That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's hard because when you do what I do, like that is what we do for fun. Like if we're gonna go down to Key West to go take care of a tank, we'll probably like maybe stop and have a really good lunch, go to TJ Maxx, just find cool things to buy or whatever, and then hit a collecting spot on the way back. Look through the tide pools. That just living here is, pretty much what we do. Going out on the water. It's hard not to work when you're out there. I mean, fishing is probably the funnest thing to do, but it's hard when you got something going by and you're like, oh man, let me grab these couple mangroves real quick, and put them in the live well, or check this out, look at the seahorse. It's just hard not to want to work down here, but those are probably some stuff that I do.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you. And I love seeing your son walk by, and it just looks like everybody's just a part of what's going on, and I think that's awesome, dude. Yeah. If y'all have questions for Tyler, drop them in the comments. Well, you can see it's starting to get a little darker here. I got the sun on the other side of this computer. It's beautiful. It's like a cotton candy sky over here right now. It's really pretty. What's that? Is that the directly behind you? Was that the hot jacuzzi tank, or what was that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me turn my camera around for you guys.
Do any of the tanks have lights on them?
Yep. So this one, let's see right here. I'll turn the jets off. I like that you call it a hot tub. I call this a hot tub tank too. It's actually an aquaculture tank. This is from tankandbarrel.com. Yeah, this is a tankandbarrel.com. It's a 720-gallon tank. I believe it's 7x8 or 6x7. It's one of those two. But when I acquired the tank, I actually cut a hole in it. There's videos on my YouTube channel, and I bolted in this acrylic panel right here, and awesome. Turned it into like a viewable tank. But this is probably the only tank that, I got my glasses over here. I'll throw my orange lens on. This is about the only tank that I light up. Obviously, we do a lot of collecting of Recordia and St. Thomas and rock flowers. So I do have some lights that are on over there just so I can see what I'm doing when I'm basically processing and trying to make sure that I got my orders ready for the next day. This is kind of just a display tank. I sell out of this tank, but really this tank is just for fun. I just put my corals in here and try to forget about them, you know?
Yeah, I love it. It's so funny. You put some orange glasses on and then boom, you can see everything.
Yeah. I'm working my way over to the window, and you'll be able to see it a little bit better.
Awesome. Brian wants you to grab him a blue tang while you're out next time.
So I'm glad he's mentioned that. So I feel like there's a good market for that tang. It's probably one of my favorite fish to catch. I have one right here. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's beautiful. He's still yellow, but I'm gonna start offering those on the site for probably like not even $40. I feel like they're such a cool fish that people need to have it, and that's probably gonna be my main fish. I like those, and the doctor fish and the sturgeon fish. Those are really good tangs, but who doesn't like a blue tang?
Especially at that price. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Brian,
No, we got to.
Brian also asked, what's your favorite fish to collect?
My favorite fish to collect.
Is it the blue tang or is it something else?
I mean, it's hard because the blue tang is this one that I caught here in particular was about this small when I found him, and I found him out in front of my house when I used to live by Key by the Sea. There's an island out there, and out in front of the island, I guess Sylvester Stallone used to own this island. But out in front of this island is like this high bar chair. There's like 4 of them, and this fish, I spent 30 minutes trying to catch him. He had this little spot worked out inside the cushion of the seat, and finally I tired the fish out enough to where I could finally get him. But he had the best hiding spot. But yellow tang or the blue tang is probably my favorite because it starts out yellow and ends its life in this beautiful iridescent blue. That's hands down my favorite fish to collect
awesome.
Out here.
Love it. Carl's asking if you have a display tank in your house.
I wish. So I have this is my display tank. Okay, guys. Right. No, I do not have a display tank in my house. I live in a 43-foot toy hauler. We do things a little bit different here. Basically, in order for me to get to Florida, we bought a brand new travel trailer, which was a passport. And we traveled all over the place trying to figure out. I was making money drop shipping and doing my website, and then we upgraded not recently, I guess in the last 2 years, to this 43-foot Cyclone toy hauler. And then I've been working on our Florida room. I don't know if you guys know what a Florida room is, but basically it's a room that's could be attached or not attached to your house. That's where you do your cooking and you're hanging out and just relaxing. So in order, for me to do what I did, I already tried to live in a separate location than the business. It's impossible. To do what I do, it's impossible. You have to be there. And then when you start looking about your inventory and what you have, there's a lot of people that steal stuff. It's a real thing. I have security cameras here. I'm constantly watching my stuff. And it's not that I'm worried that somebody's going to come in here and take my stuff, but it happens. It's happened many times. So it's good to be here, be attentive to what you do. A lot of times, guys, I'm working at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's many things that I have to do at night that I can't do during the day, as far as harvesting and looking for pests or trying to catch certain fish. So it's a all day job. I wish I had a tank in there. It's funny he mentioned that because Christian, which is one of my twin boys, he acquired one of the P&W custom Pico tanks, and he set it up inside his room. I got videos of that too. I'm actually supposed to ship that to him. He's in Oregon right now for a while, and then he'll come back. But that's the only tank that my wife will ever let me put in that house.
That's awesome. Yeah, you have tons of tanks out here. So you talked a little bit about your water quality, and I saw a post from you recently. We haven't really talked about it, where there's some new business opportunities with your water quality and getting into Mark. Do you care to share about any of that on this live stream?
Yeah, I can definitely talk about it. There's a lot that I can't talk about, obviously, but I mean, what an act of God. When I moved here, to this place, I knew there was something special about this water. And there's a lot of people that laughed at me for trying to sell the water. And you can laugh at me, but the water that other people are selling, and I'm not trying to downgrade anything else, is not what we're selling, or what we have here. This water doesn't come from, from the ocean. It doesn't have microplastics. It doesn't have what we have to deal with out there with microfaunas and all that stuff. So I put the water up, and a doctor found my water, and the doctor's not even the biggest thing so far. A lot of people have been using the water for health benefits for whatever reason. I haven't looked into it, but it's been a big thing for them. And obviously a lot of people use it for their tanks and water changes and whatnot. But this doctor found our water, reached out to a private label company who's creating his products that he's got 3 patents for, which are all sea-based products. Just basically all I can say is they're Finneman cosmetic products. They use our water. It's
awesome.
It's amazing. And that's just the brink of it, guys. The company that we're working with has 8 products at CVS, several products at Walgreens. So they've talked to us about maybe possibly creating our own line as well. That there's a lot of stuff I can't talk about, but with that said, it's a huge thing for us. It's like what could you imagine selling water and then it turns into something like that? It's mind blowing.
That's amazing. Thank you, Tyler, for sharing. I congratulate y'all. I think it's a great opportunity for you, and I know opportunities are just gonna keep on opening up. So thank you for sharing with us, man. It's been awesome getting to see backstage, behind the scenes of everything that you're doing with Addictive Reef Keeping and walking around, showing us the systems. You're doing something much different than what we do just in the home. So it's pretty cool to see it all. So thank you for sharing and opening up your area to us and on this live stream. And thank you for the donations and hooking the viewers up, man. You're very generous, and I pray 1,000 back, brother.
I appreciate that, Rob. This has been a pleasure doing this, and not only an honor, but a great privilege to even get to talk to some of the hobbyists out there. It's just like a dream for me, and it only happens because you guys support me. So I thank you for that too as well.
Right on. Y'all, make sure you drop your fish tank pictures in Tank Life Facebook group. I'm always stoked to interact with all of y'all there. And shout out to my man Zion, working the stage manager. Appreciate you, buddy. You did a great job today. And you're hired. All right. Tyler, thanks again, brother. Tell your family I said thank you for letting us take up your evening, and tell them we said hello. We appreciate them as well.
Thank you, Rob. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys all had a good time.
We did, man. Thank you, brother. I'll talk to you outside of this. Appreciate you. And to all of y'all viewing, thank you for your time. Thank you for checking this live stream out. And I'll see you online. All right, y'all. Peace out.